Okay, so welcome. We're going to be playing 3,000 points of 40k. This is the game setup for today, and we're going to be playing the Ritual with a Dawn of War setup. Let's take a look at the armies and we'll be back for the deployment. 1,000 points of World Eaters. We've got two Mauler Fiends, a Lord of Skulls represented by the Chitin because it's a much better model, and I got it recently. 2 units of 10 Berserkers, Khorne the Betrayer, a Demon Prince with a Demon Prince with wings, Angry Ron, who is unpainted and blue tapped. These are my Jackals because I forgot to pack my Cultist models, and I'm still a bit salty about them getting axed from the Codex. So they are going to be Jackals, so don't get confused, they're not Jump Pack Space Marines, they are Jackals. We have 9 World Eaters Terminators, 2 Rhinos, and then we have our Demon allies, so we have 2 units of Bloodletters, a Bloodmaster, and a Bloodthirster. And that's 3,000 points of World Eaters / Demons.
Okay, 1,500 points of Tyranids. We've got 2 units of 20 Termagants, Whopping Spine Fists, and Strangled Barb, or Strangled Web Weavers, I think they're called. A Broodlord with 5 Genie Stealers, Screamer Killer, a Malceptor. This is a Hive Tyrant. He's got a Venom. The model doesn't actually have it, but he's got a Venom cannon. Winged Tyrant and a Turbogon, and then 2 units of 5 Barb Gaunts. That's 1,500 points of Tyranids. Give him a go.
Okay, so for the second half of the Craig and Ilot Alliance, the Super Proxy Unpainted Army of Craig. So we have 2 units of Jump Pack Intercessors, 2 units of 10 Death Company Intercessors, Death Company with Jump Packs, a Chaplain with a Jump Pack, modelled by a Chaplain without one, Chaplain Lamartes, is that right?
Yep.
2 units of 3 Outriders, dubiously modelled as Stark Angels, but you know. And then we have a Chaplain on a bike, on a square base, that shows how retro we are, and 6 more Outriders on square bases, because we're feeling the old world. And of course, a Death Company Dreadnought. They all look suspiciously Dark Angel-y. So the armies are deployed. We've got a nice line of Tyranids going across here. There is a Dreadnought hidden over in that thing. That's the only thing of Craig's army that's deployed, because everything else is in Deep Strike or Strategic Reserve. But my Demon Prince sat over here on the empty flank. I think they're scared of him. And then a big line of nastiness. We go into first turn. Okay, so the Tyranids have rolled a 5 against my 1. That's how things are going to go today. Tyranids get first turn. We'll be back after the movement phase. End of the Tyranid Unfriend movement phase. Everything's just kind of swarmed up. The Dreadnought took a 2-inch step to the left. And that's it. We're going into shooting phase. Okay, so at the end of their team's shooting phase, they managed to chip a wound off the Lord of Skulls and -2 off his movement with the Barb Gaunts and Battle Shock him. So he's not having a good time. This Mauler Fiend didn't take any damage but is slowed by the Barb Gaunts as well. And then this Rhino is down to 4 wounds.
It's the other Mauler Fiend.
Oh, this one?
This one got the slow.
Oh. This Mauler Fiend is slow, this Lord of Skulls is slow. But that's it for their turn, and it goes into the World Eaters turn 1 movement. Just so we know, my special things for my army rule, I've taken not Total Carnage, Wrathful Devotion, so everyone has a feel no pain, and Unbridled Bloodlust, so they can advance and charge. We'll be back after the movement phase. Okay, so end of World Eaters movement phase. These guys jumped out the Rhino and advanced up towards the Gaunts, and then the Rhino poodled off over here just to stop things deep striking. This Rhino's just moved up and it's going to sit there just to block the way. The Mauler Fiend moved up and created an objective. The Warp Jackals, or the Jackals, have moved off that objective because they've got a sticky objective to go and take that one and give me a bit of deep strike resilience. This Mauler Fiend, Lord of Thrones, and the Demon Prince have all moved over to try and fight the Screamer Killer Malithrope? Maliceptor? What's it called?
Brain bug.
Brain bug.
The brain bug.
And Angron is going to go punch that winged Hive Tyrant in the face. It's only fair because I've only just painted that model, so it has to die horrifically in its first game in the first turn. Those are the rules. So that's the end of movement phase. We're back after the shooting phase. Okay, so at the end of the World Eaters shooting phase,
This is going to be an extra hit. Yeah, but he's not really.
there was
6 inches close to him.
no damage caused by him with his Hellforged gun or whatever it is, but he fires Demon Forge Cannon, Demon Gore Cannon at the Screamer Killer, and not after a command point reroll managed to take it off the board. And we're now into the combat phase. World Eaters charges. Woo! Okay, so in the charge, the Berserkers made it into the Gaunts over here. Angron made it into the Winged Hive Tyrant. The Mauler Fiend made it into the Maliceptor. And then these two failed their charges. That's all for the charges. We'll be back after the combat. Okay, so at the end of World Eaters combat, the Mauler Fiend and the Maliceptor achieved nothing really, with the Mauler Fiend doing like 1 wound, I think, to your two wounds to the Maliceptor, and nothing being given back in response. And then these guys whiffed against each other as well, but the Hive Tyrant did do some damage to itself, which was hilarious. So that's down to 7 wounds. And then, as you'd expect, Khorne and his trusty Berserkers just buzzed their way through a unit of Termagants. I'm going to discard both my secondaries because they're crap and gain a CP. And then it is turn 2 for the Xenos Marine Alliance. End of the movement phase. We've had Marines drop here, Death Company drop there, Outriders and a Chaplain appear there. Some more Bikers appear over there to stop me deep striking. Some more Bikers over here to help the Dreadnought beat up my Demon Prince. Another unit of Death Company with Chaplain Lamartus turn up to try and kill that. And I paid 1 CP to Rapid Ingress my Bloodthirster to counter charge. And then we've got a unit of Jump Pack Incestors appear here. And then some things moved up. And that's it. Shooting phase. At the end of the shooting phase, a couple of Berserkers died and Storm Surge, Blood Surge 2 inches towards the Tervagon. The Mauler Fiend has got -2 movement because of the Barb Gaunts. The Demon Prince is down to 8 wounds, and the Lord of Skulls down to 18 wounds and -2 movement. That's it for the shooting phase. I've actually done alright in surviving, and it's now the charge phase. Okay, so at the end of combat, this Rhino was taken down to 6 wounds by these Marines, did nothing back. These guys killed some Berserkers and then chipped a couple of wounds off the Tervagon in response. Angron got slapped by the Gene Stealers, and so he's now dead. But the Hive Tyrant's now down on 1 wound, because Angron did manage to smack him before he died. The Mauler Fiend is down to 9 wounds from the Jump Pack unit here, but killed 2 Jump Pack in response. This Mauler Fiend killed the Maliceptor and then moved towards the Dreadnought. Dreadnought killed the Demon Prince, who exploded, and after attacking back was left the Dreadnought on 1 wound because he did a feel no pain. It's ridiculous.
And some sneaky extra attacks.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Dropped the ball there on camera. And then something like that. We're 9 inches away, so we'll sort it out. That's the end of your turn, and you score some objectives.
This one. Score 3 for our card.
Yeah, which I've put on there already.
5 from the ritual.
And an extra.
Ritual is at the beginning of the turn. At the end of each command phase.
Yeah. Okay, so the score at the moment is 13 to these guys and 0 to me. Okay, so at the end of the Khorne movement phase, got a unit of Bloodletters dropping over here to try and take that objective. My Jackals have moved across to try and charge and help the Mauler Fiend against them. Unit of Bloodletters dropped in here. These Berserkers have disembarked, moved to try and fight the Gene Stealer and the Tyrant on 1 wound, and the tanks moved up to see where he's going to tank shock it. Bloodthirster and the Lord of Skulls have come back here to try and deal with this at the flank, and the Mauler Fiend has gone up to move on the Dreadnought. And that's the end of my movement into the shooting. End of the shooting phase. I managed to kill 3 of these Marines because they've got Feel No Pain -1. They had armor attempts, -1 AP, -1 damage because of the chaplain. So they were just nasty to kill. And that's about it for shooting. I didn't really do anything else. So charges. Okay, so charges then. These berserkers multi-charge the Gene Seizers and the Hive Tyrant. Tank charged the Hive Tyrant as well, just for shits and gigs. These guys failed their charge over there. The Jackals made their charge against the 3 guys there to help the Morphine. Morphine made it into the Dreadnought, and these 2 made it into here. We'll resolve the combat and be back with the results. Hopefully I'll have won the game by then. Okay, so at the end of combat, this Rhino is down to 5 wounds. The Marines that were here died, and these guys have consolidated up. 5 Khorne Berserkers were killed by the Gene Stealers, and I think a couple more was... Oh, no Berserkers died there, did they?
What?
1 Berserker died there.
I was thinking, yeah, it looks like it might be.
Lord of Skulls down to 11, but there's now only the Chaplain and 3 Marines there. I think that's it for combat. We move into rounds.
I mean, obviously you killed your flying Hive Tyrant as well.
Oh yeah, and the Hive Tyrant died. So is it round 3?
Yeah.
And I scored all of my objectives. So the score now sits at 150 to me and 130 to these guys.
15 and 13.
Oh yeah, 15 and 13 because I forgot a pen and paper, so I'm using a Yu-Gi-Oh counter. So 15 and 13 as we go into round 3. So beginning around my blessings of the Khorne. Blessings of the Khorne. I got Wrathful Devotion and Martial Excellence, so all my units have Feel No Pain again and Sustain Hits. Okay, so at the end of the movement, this unit fell back from the Rhino. The Death Company Assault have moved across here. Bikers moved up. The Gaunts have moved up with the Barb Gaunts taking over from the objective. These bikes have moved up to try and bait the Morphine, and these bikes have come round to try and assist over here. Other than that, I think that's it for movement. I paid 1 CP for rapid ingress, and I plonked some Terminators up behind the ruins, behind the bikers and the Assault Marines as we move into their turn shooting. Okay, so at the end of the shooting phase, my Jackals and Bloodletters have gone here. I lost 3 Bloodletters over here. The Rhino took a wound. My Lord of Skulls down to 9 after getting shot with a load of melter pistols and bolters. I think that's pretty much it, isn't it? Oh, the Morphine lost a couple of wounds to the Venom Cannon on the Hive Tyrant. Okay, so charges. We've had this unit of Outriders charge into the Lord of Skulls. These guys were too chicken and remain there. The Gaunts charged the Berserkers, the Bikes charged the Berserkers, Gene Seizers were already in combat with the Berserkers. The big jump pack unit over here charged those Berserkers, and we'll be back after the fights. Okay, so at the end of the combat phase, Berserkers are dead.
You did good.
Berserkers are dead. My lovely Lord of Skulls died, but then the Marines that were there also died, so it was a fair trade-off. I think that's it, and then we go into my round 3, or turn 3. Okay, so at the end of the command phase, I score 5 victory points, takes me to 20. At the end of their turn, they did score some sectors, so it's 28 to 20 at the moment, and I go into my movement phase. Okay, so the end of the World Eaters movement phase. Bloodthirst is nudged over there to fight these. Morphine's going over to try and kill Bargaunt. That's going over to take the middle objective because I've got area denial behind the new lines as my secondaries. And this Rhino's gone over there just to be annoying, and the Terminator's moved up behind those Bargaunts. Shoot him. At the end of my shooting phase, I did nothing. Combat phase. Okay, so at the end of combat, these did a bit of damage to the bikes and lost a few in return. The Rhino lost a couple of wounds. The bikes over here are dead. The Bargaunts are gone, and the Terminators have overrun into the side of them. That's it for the combat phase. We're going into round 4, turn 4 for the Tyranids and Space Marines. Okay, so movement wise, these guys paid a CP and fell back to come over and charge up here. The Tervagon tried to get over to the objective but didn't quite make it. These boys come over here to try and take on the Terminators. The Bargaunts fell back because they're wimps. The Bikes fell back over there and have placed an objective.
Started to.
Or about to place an objective. The Hive Tyrant that looks like a swarm lord has come over here to try and kill the Mauler Fiend, and that's it for the movement. We go into the shooting phase. And the score currently sits at 280 to you guys, 200 to me. 2028. Yu-Gi-Oh counter. 28 to the Space Marines and Tyranids, 20 to us. So at the end of the shooting, they did one wound to my Mauler Fiend with the Venom Cannon over here and the Barb Gaunts. So he's slowed and they did one wound. They managed to get a Terminator down to one wound with their pistols and remove some bloodletters. So it's 2 bloodletters and the Bloodmaster left as we go into their combat phase. Okay, so at the end of the fight phase, my Terminators are down to 3 lowly Marines, 1-on-1 wounds. But I did knock that unit of Marines down to 3 and the Chaplain. They cleared it pretty well over here with the Rhino and the Bloodletters dying. But again, cleared up some bikes. Over here, my Mauler Fiend got slapped by the Hive Tyrant, but did get it down to 5 wounds. That's the end of their combat phase. They've scored a shed load of points. So the score currently is 20 to me, 41 to Craig and Tom as we move into World Eaters, turn 4. Okay, so end of the movement phase. Mauler Fiend moved up to here, Bloodthirst is there, nothing else to move. Oh, and my Rhino, I'll move that. It's going to go that way, and then we'll go into shooting. Shooting, nothing happened. We're going into World Eaters combat phase. I fired a couple of shots at the bikes and missed, and tried to flamethrower the Hive Tyrant, but again, failed miserably. So we'll do the charges. Okay, so at the end of the fight phase, these guys fluffed their rolls, but then I rolled 6 mortal wounds with his end of the fight phase ability and killed the
Hive Tyrant. That was a pain in the ass.
That charged in and did 1 wound there. My Terminators died, but wiped this unit of Marines down to just the Chaplain. I think that's it for the combat, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And so I scored at the end of my turn Storm Hostile Objective, which takes the score 41 to these guys, 25 to me, and we go into the final round, round 5, turn 5, Space Marines and Nids. Okay, so after the command phase and movement, the score's 56 to them, 25 to me. These guys have moved up here so that they can pop some shots at them and then charge back in. And then everything else has moved forward towards the Bloodthirster Mauler Fiend. The Barb Gaunts over there moved to that objective, and the bikes have remained on the objective in the far corner. Shooting phase. Okay, so at the end of the shooting, everything's shot at the Bloodthirster and they've taken it down to 11 wounds. And we move into the combat phase. So, charges, Turbogon and the Assault Marines went into the Bloodthirster, Gene Stealers, Gaunts and Chaplain went into the Mauler Fiend. That's an existing combat between the bikes and the Rhino. We'll be back to see who whether I get tabled or not, but you've definitely won. Okay, and the combat was bloody. The Con's dead. The Mauler Fiend's dead. I'm down to 9 wounds. They've consolidated into me. You've scored
5 more for extend battle lines.
5 more.
And we're going to scrap teleport homers.
Nice. So that takes the score to 25 to me, 61 to them. It is my turn. Again, a command point takes me to 2. And then, yeah, I'm gonna shoot and then die horrifically. Okay, so we're moving into combat. But what we do, he fires breath weapon into the Gene Stealers and killed the remaining. So it's just the Broodlord and those 4 Marines. He fires bolter and fails. 5 Marines is that? Oh,
I say 4 because there's
one's
4
not counted. Right, we'll be back after this final combat. Okay, so at the end of the combat, I managed to take the Broodlord down to 2. I was reduced to 3, but I survived with my Bloodthirster. Woo! Final score is 28 to the World Eaters, because I got Defend Stronghold, because it's a sticky objective, I never lost it. But 61 to these 2. Well done, guys, well done.
Good game.
Good game, good game. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you at the next one. If you have suggestions of what beardy ass army Craig should play next, he won't do it because he'll have his own ideas. So let us know, and me and I will play. Give us, write us a winning list against Craig's bearded shit, and we'll play it.